Right here is a 4th generation Subaru Legacy, and in this video we have problems that range from simple but annoying things like this, all the way to more serious things like this. Take this out of here. Oh yeah, wonderful. Our first problem is the wheel bearings on these vehicles, and they tend to fail quite often, unfortunately, so you want to pay attention to them. You don't want to let it go too far. They sound a little bit like this. And once you've determined that it is the wheel bearing, because pay attention, it could be easily confused with tire noise sometimes. So you want to make sure that that's what it is. Replace the affected one, and you should be good to go. We sell these wheel bearings and many other parts for your Subaru Legacy at oneauto.com. So next time you need to fix it yourself, check us out. Our second problem is the radio and the infotainment system in this vehicle, which tends to fail. Now, it can fail a couple different ways. It could be the display that stops working intermittently, or the amplifier or the wires leading to it, which then therefore leaves you with no sound in the vehicle, which again can be quite annoying. Now you can fix this a couple different ways. You could get a known good unit, put it in, replace it, and it'll look factory. Or another option would be to get an aftermarket head unit with an aftermarket faceplate for this infotainment system, and you put in your own stuff, you wire it in, and you should be good to go. Our third problem is going to have to do with the catalytic converter, which goes bad. When that happens, it'll trigger a check engine light on your dash with a code. If you scan it, it'll say P0420. This means it's not doing its job properly, but before you directly replace that catalytic converter, you want to make sure you monitor the O2 sensor readings on a scan tool to make sure that one of the O2 sensors didn't go bad and it is now tricking the computer into thinking the catalytic converter is bad, because the catalytic converter is way more expensive than an O2 sensor. Once you've double checked that, replace the cat, and you want to make sure that you find out why it went bad. If it went bad really quickly after a replacement, something isn't running right, and it's requiring a lot more effort of the catalytic converter to finalize the emissions process, and therefore it's causing it to go bad sooner. But if it's lasted a very long time, then it's probably just the end of its life and it needs to be replaced. Our fourth problem has to do with the ABS system on this vehicle. The module, not the hydraulic part of it, not the pump, the module, the electronic part, can fail. When it does, it'll have an ABS light on the dash, and that actually doesn't mean you can't drive the vehicle. You can still drive it and brake normally, it just won't have ABS. Now, to fix this, what Subaru has done is they've made the module a separate part from the pump. So you can actually unbolt the two and just replace the electronic component that has failed. In the past, they used to be together, so it was a lot more time consuming and cost consuming. But this is actually an easy replacement of the module, and you should be good to go. Our fifth and final problem is the more serious one I was mentioning at the beginning, and that is the head gaskets on this engine. Unfortunately, they tend to go bad. Well, actually, it's not the head gasket's fault at first. In most cases, it's a component in the cooling system. So it could be your thermostat, could be your radiator, could even be the water pump that causes the engine to heat up more than normal, therefore blowing the head gaskets. So if you decide to replace the head gaskets on this, because often these engines are salvageable with a new set of gaskets, you want to make sure you inspect the rest of the cooling system or just replace a lot of the components to ensure the cooling of the engine is going to be up to par after the job is done.